Hi everyone. In this video we are going to go about the art of studying. This video I have not prepared any theory or concepts. In this video I am just going to go about what are the right ways to study a subject, what are the common mistakes that students do, and in fact I myself did while preparing for exams. Okay? Art of studying. So, what are the ways in which everyone should study? So, what I believe is everyone should have one initial reference book. Initial reference book. So, what do I mean by initial reference book? Like for physics, you can have H.C. Verma. This video is not sponsored. I'm just making it based on my reference, like H.C. Verma, D.C. Pandey. These are some of the books which I refer. Sengage. Just one reference book is enough, and I will prefer that that reference book is a physical copy and that is available to you. For maths, you can refer Sengage, Arihant. So these are some of the books which I referred. So what is the importance of initial reference book? So whenever a teacher teaches you the theory, or from YouTube you are self learning and you understand the theory, it is always important to understand the theory. Very important. Like some people think like maths and physics are just basics you have to understand, and you have to solve a lot of problems, like understand and solve 100 problems, you will do good in the subjects. No, it's not like that. You have to understand the theory very well. So actually, as per me, it is 60% of understanding and 40% of solving. But many of, even me myself, during my initial preparation days, so everyone used to think like understanding theory is 20% important, solving problems is 80% important. No, they both are very important and both go hand in hand. So why is understanding theory important? Understanding theory is important because it gives you a feeling, and as per me, theory should be very well understood. You need to understand each and every concept. Then you go through the problems. So in every reference book, what happens is, first you become very strong in theory and concept. So once you become very strong, you will have 80% grasp over the subject. Like 80% of the problems you will be able to solve only from theory and concept. Second, you need to explore various problems. Explore problems and use cases of theory to get the next 20% and become 100% efficient or 100% good in the subject. So strong theory and concept. You need to understand the concept properly. You need to understand where all these concepts can be applied, what are the limitations of this theory. Then you need to solve all the basic problems. Like H.C. Verma is very good, different applications of the theory. D.C. Pandey also has very good applications of the theory. So you have understand the problem, you go through the solve problem sections, you try to apply it. Okay. And one more important thing is these other two steps. You need to explore different possibilities of solving a problem. Different possibilities of solving a problem. What do I mean by this? What do I mean by this is, now suppose there is an area question. Area question in maths can be solved by formula. Can be solved by, suppose it's a parabola formula is there. There is a formula for circle, right? You can draw the basic geometry and solve it. Then there is calculus, which can be used to solve it, right? So these are the various steps of approaches to solve the problem. So if there is an area question, you should see what are the different ways or different concepts which I can apply to solve the problem. This will actually broaden your scope of application of the theories which you learn. And finally, in maths and physics, everything is related to each other, and the concepts can move from one problem to another. Area problem. Okay. So explore different possibilities of solving a problem. So what I will suggest is, after learning theory, spend good amount of time learning theory. Go through solve problems. Solve problems are very very important, and they boost your confidence of theory. So initially you should not see the solutions. You should not see the solution. You should try to solve on your own. Once you have solved, you should verify the solution of it. And generally what I will prefer is the book that you have the solved questions somewhere, such that you understand ki once you solve a question, you understand ki what the author or what is the approach they have used, so that you can get matlab you solve a problem through one method and the author has solved it to another method. You have the visibility of it, right? So I'll prefer one book, you have a solved questions, all the questions that you solve, there are some solved practices behind it. Okay. Second thing is, try to solve questions, complete questions on your own. So many times I see that people just think, okay, I will solve this problem, this formula I will apply, this is how I'll solve the problem. They look at the solution and they see, okay, this is exactly the same way I was approaching the problem. They think it's done, but that's not the ideal way of solving the problem, because this in middle you might be stuck in the problem. There is a time which you are thinking the problem, you solve it so fast, but when you're actually solving, your muscle memory gets built. Okay. And when you put pressure on your brain, you remember stuff better. So whenever you are trying to solve a problem, you should, and you're not able to solve it, your brain will remember it for a longer time. If you are not able to solve a problem and you just look at the solution, very likely in 3-4 days you will forget how to solve the same problem. So it's always important, like what I believe is, on a problem, spend 30 minutes brainstorming, then go for solution. This will actually help you. Other pointer is, don't remember, understand. So I have seen many people just try to remember formulas, that this how you have to solve it. If this particular question comes, use this process, do this. If you see this particular problem, you use this. Now if they have used a formula, you can remember the formula, but always ask why they have used this formula, and you should know the reason of why, so that you are satisfied with the approach and you can scale this solution to other problems as well. So don't remember, try to understand why the author has used that particular approach, why the teacher has used that particular approach. So you can remember, but why they are doing it, that you should know. Like some steps are procedure based, right? Matlab you do step 1, step 2, you get the answer. This is the procedure to solve some questions, and you have to remember the procedure. It's fine in maths, physics, chemistry, everywhere these things, the step 1, step 2, you get the answer. But why step 1, why step 2? From step 1 you get a variable x, after that you input it in step 2, so you get variable y, then you get the answer. So you need to understand ki after solving step x, this is what I'm getting, after doing step 2, this is why I'm getting. So you can scale these solutions to further things, right? This has been my preparation. Matlab, if I have to just summarize, we are going through art of studying here. I believe everyone should have one reference book. You have to do theory from one book, and then you have to explore problems from multiple books. Physics, maths, understanding theory is 60% important, solving problems is 40% important. Strong theory and concept is very important. It will give 80% grasp over the subject. Then the rest 20% you will get through exploring problems and different type of problems around it. Explore different possibilities of solving a problem, very important. You need to think how I can solve this problem. Are there any other concepts in this subject which I can use to solve this problem? Learning theory is very important. Then you have to go through the solve examples in the book. What are the solved? Do not see the solution, solve it on your own, then you have to see the solution. I prefer reference book where there are examples and there is solution behind, so that once you solve the question end to end, you know that author is also solved it using some same way. If author is used some different way, you get another way of approach of solving the problem. Solve complete question end to end. Do not go through the solution. At least give 30 minutes, such that your brain has the pressure of solving the problem, and your brain always remembers that this was a problem I could not solve, and author had used this XYZ approach. This is a scalable. Matlab, at the end of 2 years or at the end of 1 year, you will develop as a better problem solver if you solve problems on your own. Don't remember, try to understand. If there are some processes to be followed, like step 1, step 2, then answer, then you have to understand why we have to do step 1 first, then why we have to do step 2 afterwards, and you have to get the answer. These are very important. Another master trick which I have used is maintain a summary sheet. Very, very important. So at the end of 2 years, you will have at the end of 2 years, you will have multiple concepts and chapters. Revision is very difficult. Revision is very difficult. So once you have this summary sheet, it's very important. In summary sheet, you just write formulae, you just write processes, you write what you have to remember, you write one pointers, you write what's important, you mention some special questions, such that when you have to revise, you have to just go through this summary sheet, and you know, once you go through this summary sheet, you are done over the chapter. So this actually helps a lot of times. Matlab 10x you can boost your productivity at towards the end, because you can quickly revise any subject or any chapter you want. So this has been my master trick, and this has really helped me a lot. So I will advise anyone, while you are starting to prepare, please maintain a summary sheet. Summary sheet is a 1 or a 2 sheet for every chapter, every subject. You just quickly mention the pointers there, and while revising, you have to just take the sheet, just go through the pointers and recollect. This is the formula, how this formula has come, where all it is applied. That is a memory that you have to use for it. But if you see the formula, you will be able to iterate the process over the brain. So yeah, these are some of the pointers which has helped me. Hope these help you all too in the process of preparation for IIT, JEE, NEET or any other entrance exam.